Oh my gosh, 2 years I've had MAV. I've never crashed though, and literally the second or third time I flew MAV 2.0. Friends, and it is Easter 2019. It is a long weekend, and for this year we have made it back to Fiji. Been super excited for this place. I literally have not been here for like 10 years. And a bit of background, this is actually the first country that I traveled to without family, the very first one. Now I won't bore you with too much detail on how I arrived here, but I got here yesterday evening, left Sydney at midday, and then it's only a 3.5 hour flight, so very close back home. So last night I touched down in Nadi Airport, where I stayed overnight last night at a hostel, and then this morning we are at Denarau, I think it's Denarau terminal. We are catching the boat to the Yasawa Islands. Oh man, it's terrible. I need to practice how to pronounce these words. So I've just checked in, I've got my ticket already, so we're good to go. We're just buying snacks back there, and then we'll be heading off soon in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Alright guys, and we are now on our first stop on the Yasawa Islands. So it's 10:30 now, and the first 2 hours we spent going around the Mamanuca Islands, which is also a group of islands you could go to if you're traveling around Fiji. But for the next 10 days, I think I'm only going to have enough time to go up and down the Yasawa Islands. So for the first stop, I'm staying at Manta Ray Island. So I've been on the boat for 2 hours now, and I think it's only another hour until we get there. So as you can see, beautiful weather here today, just on the boat. So this is a boat that you'll be catching. You book it through Awesome Fiji, and it just goes up and down the island. So just one trip from Denarau Port all the way up to the last stop, and then one return trip back. So we have now made it to Manta Ray Island, and it's about halfway through the Yasawa group of islands, and we've just had lunch up there, so we're now thinking of what to do for the rest of the day. So what I'm planning to do here is do a bit of diving. I think it is one of the popular places to dive around this area. So just before I start, I'll just mention one thing. I didn't do much research on Fiji before I came here, especially this group of islands, but bear in mind, if you do come here, it is pretty expensive. Accommodation, not so much. I think it was about 30 bucks, something like that. But on any of these islands along the whole group, on any resort that you stay in, you do have to pay a mandatory $120 for food. So no matter which island you go to, you can't cheap it out. It's a mandatory breakfast, lunch and dinner, which you have to pay, and it's a standard 120 Fijian dollar. So that's about 80 Australian bucks, which is, you know, about $25, $27 per meal, which is not too bad. But if you're on holidays, and I was never really intending on paying that much, it is a bit of a hit, but you know, first world problems. I'm here in this beautiful island, it's beautiful weather. You can see the background behind me, never there. So nothing really much to complain about. It's done, it's paid for, so just gotta make the most of it now.
There's no truth in these dreams I chase. Out of sight, I still see your face. Even though things fall into place, can't deny, I still see your face. There's no truth in these dreams I chase. the side, I still see your face. Even though things fall into place, can't deny I still see your face. I still see your face, I still see your face. I still see your face, I still see your face. I still see your face, I still see your face. I still see your face, I still see your face. I still see your face, I still see your face. I still see your face, I still see your face. I still see your face, I still see your face. I still see your face, I still see your face.
Alright, just went in for a little snorkel, and even though I haven't been here for about 10 years, the one thing I do remember is how awesome the water is. So back then I was just one of the noob snorkelers. I even had my life vest and everything, so that was well before any of the diving and the free diving and all that kind of stuff. But literally the footage that you just saw just then, I was out just like 20 meters that way, so really close to the beach, and you already see amazing stuff like that. And the difference this time is, for this trip, I bought one of these babies, the GoPro domes. This one's from Holo Pro, the 50-50. So it's one of the popular ones, not too big. And yeah, it's just easy to carry around, and then you can get your underwater over and under shots like what I did in the water. So really glad I gave this a go. So I should probably explain what this thing actually does. Is since it has that glass dome in the front, it pushes the water line out, so that's how you're able to get, you know, those half water shots a lot better, like what you see in the videos and photos. And yeah, pretty much the GoPro just sticks to the back. Then the inside the dome's watertight, so yeah, so then when you could get different kinds of shots. I was testing out, you know, like angling it this way, angling it up, just changing where the water line is, so that changes the kind of shots that you get. Alright guys, so it's 4:30 now, and just switching beaches now. We were at Sunrise Beach, and it's nearly time for sunset, so apparently there's Sunset Beach on the other side of the island, but you gotta go up the stairs, and you have to go up these stairs as well, because that's where a restaurant is. So they said go up to the restaurant, get close to the highest point of the island, and then back down, and then you should see Sunset Beach. Now I don't think I've told you guys yet, but if you guys have been following me throughout my Southeast Asia adventure, you know that my best friend while I'm traveling was Mav, and that's my DJI Mavic Pro. Now I've had it for more than 2 years now, and you know, you just get to that point where you want to, you know, play around with something new. So I decided to get the DJI Mavic Air, which is what I brought with me to Fiji now. But it was so hard to say bye to Mav. I actually sold her because, you know, I don't need 2 drones, and yeah, I needed the money to get the Mavic Air. So I sold Mav for $1,000, and a new DJI Mavic Air was $1,400. So I only had to fork out $400 for a new drone. So pretty good. It's actually going quite well. And if you saw the footage that I did back there, the reason why I got it is because, you know, I want to try, you know, fancier shots and different kind of angles. So, you know, try to focus more on like trying to get through like little gaps, and also the slow-mo. The slow-mo is what sold me. 1080p, 120 frames per second, pretty much like a GoPro, but on a drone. So it was a no-brainer for me. So unfortunately I had to say bye to Mav, but looking forward to new adventures with Mav 2.0. So I think like if the sun comes out and this place actually looks good and doesn't look so blurry and like overcast, I'm gonna try to fly through the trees, and then like, you know, like through the gap in there or something like that. Just something fun, something risky. I do have to turn off obstacle avoidance. So if it's gonna go into a leaf or a tree, then it's gonna crash. But yeah, I think after 2 years, I kind of trust my drone flying skills a little bit more. Well, this is nice. There's no one here. This is Sunset Beach, just on the other side of the island. And surprisingly, no one's here at all. So this is where we're gonna camp. Sun's gonna set right in front of us over there. So hopefully we get a couple of good shots. Ah, fucking hell, that's what happens when you take off the sensor vision system. Oh my gosh, 2 years I've had MAV. I've never crashed though, and literally the second or third time I flew MAV 2.0. It's just like, I was trying to fly through that trees as you saw, and I was just betting my luck to fly through the palm trees, but I forgot palm trees are actually pretty heavy, so it just smacked down on my MAV and then just came tumbling down, hit the roof. So I think one of the propellers has gone. Yeah, so I think hopefully the motors are still okay. So I'm just gonna replace the propeller that was damaged, and then I'll try to take her up again and then give it another go. Well guys, that's it for today. I think MAV will be okay. She still works. There was one time when I just flew her up straight afterwards that she kind of nearly fell, went and caught herself again. So I was a bit worried. I think just a bit of sand got caught in one of the motors when she fell. Looks like she's okay. I got the footage, so just flew through the trees and looks awesome, but obviously to get those awesome shots you do have to risk a few things sometimes, and I just felt my heart sank, literally like $1,500 just dropping out of the sky just like that. But anyway guys, that's the day one here in Fiji. Hope you guys enjoyed. Lots more to come. It's going to be a packed 10 days here, so if this first day is anything to go by, then a lot more coming up. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.